I understand Ish, so I understand the mistake he be making, but it's still always funny.
What's the mistake?
He puts the punch in the front, and then doesn't explain it properly. He just continues with the story as if it's understood,
Right.
rather than at the end, after he's properly been able to explain whatever the fuck he is trying to say, and then that.
Pre-pro production. That's one thing that Joe kind of prides himself on or whatever like that, being like a producer, like letting niggas know how to be better at potting and stuff like that. And he kind of calls out Ish for Ish's stories, you feel me? And Ish has a lot of stories. Bro lived a long life, you feel me? He did a lot, you feel me? He had a lot of friends. He did a lot. Everything from sports agencies to him getting shot to him, growing up in Baltimore, growing up in Newark. He got stories for days, you feel me? Niggas is cool with this. Me personally, I do have an issue with it. Not an issue. I think one of the worst things about podcasting in 2026 is that people try to make it too much of a. It's too much producing, and I feel like within the podcasting space, we need more rawness. We need more of that barbershop talk. We need more of that niggas not trying to be perfect all the time or trying to like be too scripted all the time. You feel me? Like, I do think it's important for podcasters to come out and rewatch the film over again and figure out what they could work on and what they could do better, figure out their issues or whatever like that. But to a certain extent, once niggas start trying to just clean everything up, it just whitewashes everything. It just makes it whatever, you feel me? And that's what's going on in this world in general, you feel me? When you look around, back in the day, McDonald's used to have colors and shit like that. Now you go to McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, they all look the same. You feel me? Gray buildings, you feel me? Back in the day, a lot of cars used to be different colors, orange, green, highlighter green. Now all the cars nowadays is white, black, silver, you feel me? So a lot of shit nowadays is just being washed out, being robotic. And I feel like when we come on this podcast and we try to make everything so proper and just so stories have to work in perfect tandem, it just, I see what Joe is saying, and I think it is great criticism, and I think that is something that Ish could work on. But I also like the rawness of it. You feel me? I like the nigga telling a story and what is this nigga talking about? You feel me? I like when Flip do things, or even Ice, when Ice be doing shit that's annoying from time. It's content. It's entertainment. If everybody was up there just doing everything perfectly, niggas would be complaining even more, dog. People complain when Ice do annoying things sometimes, and I do agree. Ice, that shit be annoying when he be like, oh, nah, I ain't gonna say what I was gonna say, or like, I was gonna tell a story, but nah, like, all that extra shit, pump faking shit, that shit be annoying, bro. But at the same time, it does make it a little interesting, because if all these niggas were perfect podcasters, this shit will be weak. It will be boring. It would be like we watching robots. You feel me? Like, so I'm gonna read some of the comments. And by the way, this is posted by my boy Long Jumping Ass. Salute to him. Mr. 140 says, some may look at this as hate, but it's light professional criticism. This seems more appropriate for Patreon than regular release. Gad Holland says, not only does Ish do this, but while we're waiting for an explanation on what he's saying, he'll just say, nah, it's cool though, and mute up. Lopsided Use 490 says, if your profession is in audio entertainment, you most definitely should be a good orator. He leads with the punchline, lackluster delivery, often cryptic in descriptions, be it his stories or chiming into the conversations. He frequently throws off the flow of the topic. He does that heavy side, proceeds with the longest drawn out word salad, and then ends. I don't like this comment, bro. He's a podcaster, bro. That's the reality of it. These niggas do not have to come up there and be 10 out of 10 speakers and shit. You don't have to project your voice perfectly and speak 100% clearly and tell the stories from this angle to that angle to that angle. You don't have to come with pictures drawn. Like, no, bro. Just be a regular nigga, and niggas will find it entertaining. You feel me? Digital thugs them out. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching.